I want to ask you, though, a question for the people who may not pay attention to politics each and every day. And I want to ask you, why should they watch? Because this is now the third time that former President Trump's going to be the Republican Party's nominee. A lot of your speakers are going to be people we see on Fox News almost every night. So why spend time this coming week and actually watch your event?
You know, look, at the end of the day, this election cycle is about every American family. It's about every American voter. But it really comes down to what is this country going to be like for all of those families all across the country. So we really want to use this as an opportunity to talk directly to all American voters and talk to every American family. And so in addition to, yes, we're going to have the political officials, we're going to have, you know, the elected officials, we're also going to be hearing from everyday Americans from all walks of life, from all across the country, to be able to talk about the issues that they're facing right now. Because as a party, the Republican Party is going to win because we understand the issues that everyday Americans are facing, and we're putting solutions on the table for them.
What does success look like come Thursday night, Friday morning for the Republican Party?
Well, I think success is Donald Trump laying out his vision of how he's going to restore our southern border, how he's going to restore our economy, and how he's going to restore our place in the world, and for us to be able to connect directly with the millions of people that are going to be watching, not just here in America, but all around the world.
How are you going to engage locals here? Because I've talked to a few who are saying, I'm going to avoid the city. I'm going to put my condo on Airbnb and try to make a bunch of money. How are you going to engage the locals here? Because you're in a unique position. This is a battleground state.
Well, what I would say is this, that, you know, the direct impact on Milwaukee of bringing 50,000 people into the city is going to be absolutely transformative. You know, you're basically talking 4 nights of the convention. It's like hosting the World Series on back-to-back-to-back nights, right? Over $200 million in direct economic impact that we're going to be having just on the Milwaukee metropolitan region and Wisconsin large. But it also comes down to, like you said, it's a battleground state. So, you know, politically, we know that all of Wisconsin is watching this. So, for example, we have a press row. It's an absolutely massive press row. We actually have a second press row, which is just for Wisconsin media, because we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to get the stories out. You know, so we're working with local media and our surrogate operations. I've been doing a ton of Wisconsin-based media while we're up here, and every resource that we need to win this battleground state is going to be put in. But, you know, there's a reason we picked Milwaukee, and it's because this is a battleground state, and we're so excited about it.
Mr. Chairman, I want to ask you about your platform, because it's received some criticism. Former Vice President Mike Pence tweeting out in the last few days, the RNC platform is a profound disappointment to the millions of pro-life Republicans that have always looked to the Republican Party to stand for life. You've disappointed some anti-abortion elements of your you disappointed the former vice president at the very least.
Look, what I will say is this. Our platform is absolutely pro-American. It is pro-family, and it is unapologetically pro-life.
No national abortion ban in the platform.
It is an unapologetically pro-life platform. I would argue that when people have an opportunity to understand why we were coming at the platform the way that we did, which is that in the past it has always been a bigger policy document. It has had lots of bells and lots of whistles. What we wanted to do was to be able to lay out very articulately how President Trump and the Republican Party are going into this election cycle, and this is a true document that every Republican across the country can run on.
Real quickly, augmented reality we're hearing, what the heck does that mean? That's going to be a part of this convention?
Well, we are very excited about the technological advances that we have made. When we talk about the stage, 26 feet high, 120 feet long, 1,200 LED panels. This is going to be the most technologically advanced stage ever built in America, and we're excited that we're going to be able to have people from all across the country that are going to be able to feed into the conversation. They're going to be able to see what's happening on the stage all across the country. So when we talk about the media, we've got 700 credentialed media, 15,000 credentialed media people, different 700 outlets, digital outlets, traditional broadcast outlets. So this is going to be where we're going to be able to put this message out across every platform around the world.
As you know, the politics and the political future of President Biden continues to be one of the big political stories right now. If he were to step aside, would the RNC challenge in court the replacement of him on any ballots? I mean, are you thinking, or will you let the Democrats put forth their nominee and go forward?
Well, look, what I would say is this. The Democratic Party obviously is in free fall right now. But our job at the RNC, our job on this campaign is to put out Donald Trump's vision for America, right? It's not just enough to say that Joe Biden is terrible. 36% of the people across the country agree with how he's been president. The rest of them are opposed. It's the lowest approval rating we've ever seen. Kamala Harris's approval rating is even lower. But you know what? That's not enough. You can't just say that they're terrible. You've got to be able to put out your vision for America. And when we look at the debate, you think back to that debate, right? It was clear that Joe Biden had a terrible night. But President Trump hit his marks.
Sure.
President Trump talked about his term in office, his 4 years, the record that he put together, as well as his vision for the next 4 years. The press very easily could have talked about two losers in that debate, but they didn't, because Donald Trump hit his marks and he won that debate. So that's why there's that conversation.
I didn't hear the answer, though. You going to sue at all? Would you challenge it, or
we will have to wait and see kind of how this happens. I'm not going to go really down any hypotheticals, but what I will say is that our plan does not change if Joe Biden is the nominee. Our plan doesn't change if Joe Biden is not the nominee,
Sure.
because he has set forth a series of policies over the course of his tenure that have unleashed inflation on this country like we've not seen in decades. He has unleashed a southern border invasion that we've never seen in the history of the world. 10 million illegal immigrants that have come across that border. We don't know who they are, where they are, or what they're doing. Not a single one of his policies right now is going to try and fix those problems. He's doubling down on all of them. But it's not just Joe Biden. It is every single other candidate, whether it's Kamala Harris or Gretchen Whitmer or Gavin Newsom or anybody else. None of them are going to try and fix the problems that he has unleashed on America. Donald Trump is the only candidate who is going to be able to fix the problems, and he's going to be able to restore our southern border, restore our economy, and restore our standing in the world.
Michael Whatley, chairman of the Republican National Committee. Thanks for giving us a little preview. I think our viewers are ready for the coming week. It's going to be a busy one. Thank you, sir.
We are very excited. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the Race Weekend.